Now, if you want to start a business, the best age is usually 20. And in your 20s, that is when you finish school, you are full of energy, you want to explore. And at this age, most people are psyched to go and look for employment. You'll meet your friends, all of them are applying for jobs. They don't think of starting a business. Now the problem comes when you get a job and after 5 to 7 years, you realize that someone who started a business, you were together in school, has got a very successful company at 30, while you are earning the same salary you were earning 5 years ago or 3 years ago. You're just not moving. So 20s is generally the right time to start a business. And here are the reasons. The first reason why you should start a business in your 20s is because you have time, enough time to make mistakes. In your 20s, you have you have several years to live before you get old. You have more than 50 years to live. So if you start business at 20, you do it for 3 years, 4 years, you realize that you're not making profits. You can just shift and start another business. You keep on trying several businesses until you identify one that is working for you. So you can do trial and error for even 20 years. And once the business works for you, the process of getting rich starts, and you'll get rich very fast. So 20s is the best time, and sometimes 30s, because you're young and you are allowed to make mistakes. Another reason why 20s is the right time is because you are full of energy. You can do any business. Someone who is 8 years, there's some businesses they cannot do. They're limited. They don't move so fast. Their energy has gone down. They have less motivation. They're seeing death just there at their face. So there are businesses they cannot do. We cannot tell someone who is 8 years to start a business that will take 15 years to break even. No. But a 20-year-old person is full of energy, and he can wait for 15 years. He's patient enough. He has enough energy to push himself or herself. There's also another reason why 20s is the best, is because your mind is fresh and you can be more innovative, especially in this era of technology. You realize that Mark Zuckerberg, Google owners, Bill Gates, and all these innovators, they started their business in their 20s. That is when you can think of something that nobody has ever thought of. Because your mind is fresh, it's not corrupted, and it can think beyond the normal human being. So instead of going to be employed and someone thinks for you. You can start something where you think and come up with something that nobody has ever invented. That's the beauty of starting a business in your 20s. Another reason is if you want to become a millionaire, don't try employment. Less than 0.05% of millionaires in the world generated wealth through employment. More than 99% of them, of wealth people, created business to become wealth. So, and I believe nobody wants to be poor, which is why in your 20s, if you are aiming at getting rich, you have to start a business. Once you finish school, if you don't have capital and you get a job, use that money to start a business so that you start the process of becoming rich earlier. And as you know, on this earth, if you don't have money, you are a nobody. Nobody will respect you. Even your dog will not respect you. Having money, being wealth, being rich, they will open doors. Anyone can open a door for you. You'll solve 99% of your problems with your money. In your 20s also, you associate with so many people. So it's easier to collect ideas in your 20s than in your 70s, 80s, 50s. Because your circle of friends is big and people you interact with are many. To collect ideas is very easy. You can move around to collect ideas in your 20s and nobody will suspect that you have ill motives. But as you grow, as you reach 30s, 40s, 50s, you keep on losing friends. People distance themselves from you. You become busier and you don't have that social capital. It keeps on decreasing. But in your 20s, you can socialize with as many people as possible and collect ideas. And also in your 20s, you don't have commitments. You find that in your 20s, most people don't have families. Most people don't have wives, husbands, and children. So they're not committed. So the movement, you can move anywhere. You can go from one country to another, move from one region to another, and start a business. But once you get a family, imagine you are living in a country like Kenya, and your wife wants to go and start business in USA or in West Africa. There's push and pull there. But if you are not married, you don't have even a girlfriend, you can move to any country. You can go to UK and start a business. Anywhere, you are free. And most people, especially men, get married in their 30s. And in their 30s, they'll get children, and those children will want food, clothes, and education. So find that at that time, you need money urgently. So what can fit you is employment, which will assure you money every month. But when you don't have a family, you can persevere in your business for even months without getting decent income until the business stabilizes. So that is another reason. There's also a reason why 20s is the best time to start a business. If you go with a business proposal to a bank in your 20s, someone is 20s, another one is 60s. You have told them you want to start a business and you want a loan. I'll assure you, the one in their 20s will get a loan. Because someone in their 60s or 50s, that is someone who can die anytime, and the bank will go at a loss. So it's very easy for you in your 20s to get a loan, because even if the repayment period is 15 years, you are assured of living for 15 years. What about someone who is 75 years? You not get a loan. You not get a loan. And in your 20s, you find that physically you are fit, health-wise you are good. But someone who's in their 40s, 50s, that is when you have pressure, diabetes, you have so many things to think of. So you will never concentrate fully in your business. But in your 20s, it is very easy to concentrate in your business because you are physically fit, you have never diagnosed with any disease, una pressure, don't have diabetes, you are just very fit. Now to manage business is very easy because that is the only thing you'll concentrate with. Now in your 20s, if you start a business, you'll even mature faster because of the hardships you go through when operating that business. It's advantageous for you because the more you gain experience, the more you become tough, the more you learn how to interact with people, you build networks, and it's even good for your family and for your future. So once you build your networks in your 20s, the person you marry will just come there, will join you, or through your networks, they'll get a job. Your children, you will never struggle. They'll never struggle because you can employ them. But what about someone who is employed? It's only that job, one job you have. And it's very difficult to connect your children to another job. So those are basically the advantages of starting a business while in your 20s. If you are in your 20s, that is the right time. Think of it today, even if you are employed, even if you have a stable job, you'll never be assured. One day when you are in your 45, the job can be terminated and it becomes very difficult for you to get another job. So think of starting a job even if you are a business, even if you are 40 years, 50 years, 30 years, 20 years. Because business is always good. It can take time, but at the end of the day, you become more comfortable and happier when you're managing your own enterprise. Now, if you have any comment, you can comment below, and you can also subscribe. You subscribe, just click on that subscribe button and you'll get more videos like this.